Hey y'all, it's Hope at Crafty Hope. I am going to attempt to make a tassel using some leather, a bead cap, a head pin, and then my jewelry making pliers, some E6000, and I got a couple sequins to just be a stopper for the head pin. So let's get to it. I'm going to start by putting my head pin through the sequins. I got two here just for safety reasons. And then into the head pin, to the bead cap. The reason I'm doing that is because the hole on this bead cap is a little large, but you can see it's just kind of a thimble sized one that hopefully this tassel will fit into. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is make a wrapped loop using my round nose pliers, make it turn, then turn my pliers and make a loop like so. And then wrap it. And this is just so that this can be a charm. So I'm gonna get my wrap around. I'm gonna make sure it's fairly tight. So I'm gonna use my chain nose pliers to kind of like press that, straighten everything up, and then use some cutters to cut the end of that. And then I'll grab my chain nose pliers again and just flatten down that little bit. So that's easy enough. That can be a charm on its own pretty much. Now I'm going to use some scissors and we're going to see how this goes. So to cut off a bit of this. Now I kind of want to think about like how deep this is and how long I want my tassel to be. And this is not straight, and I know I can trim it later to make it more straight if I need to. So I'm gonna just hopefully cut this down. I think that was a horrible cut, but let's take a look at it. It'll be okay. All right, and that may be. So now I want to kind of decide how much, once I roll it, will fit into that bead cap. Like, will all of this fit in there kind of thing? Definitely not. I mean, I could force it, but no. So we're gonna cut it down just a bit. All right, we're gonna see how that is. And that is more likely to fit. It's still awful long. Alright, I think I'm going to try to square this up just a little bit. Am I? I don't know. I want some different scissors. For one thing. Okay, I want to use these instead. And really, I'm just going to make a series of cuts up, but not all the way up. So basically just make a fringe. And if I need to come back and trim them a little bit higher, I can, but I don't want to trim too much, if you know what I mean.
So I'm just going down the strip of fake suede or suede, whatever it is there, and making a fringe. You can make these little snips as close together or far apart as you want, depending on how like fringy you want. These are really inconsistent and I'll fix that later. So
I've got my fringe here. Fringy. Now I'm going to flip it over and try to roll it as straight as I can. And we're going to take a look at that. That is super cool, but it's way longer than I want. So I'm gonna think on this for just a second because I want to use this for a bracelet. So what do I want to do? I'm gonna start cutting it down across the fringe for one thing.
And I'm going to spend a little bit of time here trimming both the bottom and the top. You'll see I'll get this bottom trimmed, and in a second I'm going to trim across the top, just to make it fit a little bit better in that bead cap because it's a little taller where I didn't trim the strips. Yeah, so I'm looking at all that, looking at the bracelet, trying to decide how long I want it to be. Gonna trim the top here, and then in a second I'm actually going to fold this across to get a little bit straighter cuts. Yep, here I'm gonna fold across. So again, just this is super easy to personalize and make it as long or as short as you want. Play with your materials.
Hopefully I didn't cut it down too much. And if I want, some of these are still awful wide, I can cut these to thinner ones. Alright, so I think that's probably gonna work. We're gonna test it one more time. You know, I swear all of jewelry making is just trial and error sometimes. That still seems awful big, but I think that's simply because my bead cap is so large. I think we're gonna roll with it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with it. So I am going to take my actually I'm gonna grab a different surface. I've got a non-stick craft sheet here. Don't really want to work on my bead map with the glue. And I'm gonna put a dab of E6000 kind of on one end. And then roll. So I want to make sure that that center isn't going to come unraveled. So now we're rolling, trying to keep everything in line and nice and tight. Alright, and I'm going to put some glue inside my bead cap. Well, actually, we're going to go ahead and put a dab of glue here on the end just to hold it. Put some there on top of my tassel. Well, that should hold nicely. And then, kind of, if I had a toothpick on me, I'd move it around, but of course it's across the room. No biggie. Now we're just going to squeeze and push our tassel into our bead cap so everything is nice and tight. Yeah, just like that. I have a fun little leather tassel. I'm gonna let that dry for a little while. E6000 doesn't take real long to cure, but you want to let it cure for a little bit. And again, if you don't like these two are sticking up, I'm just gonna come in and trim them off. Just like that. Super cute, right? Alright.
And that's it for my super simple tassel. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and check out the video with my bracelet stacks that shows how I put it in my bracelet. Thanks, y'all. Bye.